Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth, this is Frizzy Lizzie Stitches, and this is Flosstube number 55. Hello everyone. So today is January actually don't know what day it is. The 19th. Today's January 19th, 2024. And this is my first Flosstube of 2024. My last few videos I filmed all before New Year's, and so I guess my last official update would have been on the 30th of December, and then I had a whip parade video go out and a finish parade get posted. So it feels like it's been forever since I sat down to make a Flosstube, but it's actually only been 3 weeks, which is pretty standard for me. So yeah. But a lot has happened in those 3 weeks. We've had Christmas, New Year's, I had a birthday, and so I'm really excited to show you what I've been working on, which isn't large in quantity, but the progress is a lot. So there's only 3 projects. One of them I really shouldn't even be showing you because I literally worked on it one day for less than an hour. But yeah, that's what we got in store today, and I'll save all chitter chatter for the end. I think we can just get started into the projects to get the video rolling. Alright, so the very first thing that I worked on after my last Flosstube was I participated in the New Year's Eve 12 by 12, which is, the whole concept is that you start a new project every hour on the hour from noon to midnight. And you don't have to start new projects. You could work on whips, or in my case, I chose one project to work on for 12 hours. So that is Sweetheart Campfire, which looks like this. And I'm not going to show you what it looked like last time because I'm going to show you a little video clip of my progress throughout the night. But this is what my project looks like now. So I've made a ton of progress on this. I think I got over 1,000 stitches. I can't quite remember how many it was. I think it was 1,020 or something like that. No, it was, I wrote it on my story somewhere. I think it actually might have been 1,100 something stitches, but regardless, it's made a ton of progress. So I'm going to move it here, and then here I will put a little video snippet of, I posted a picture of my project every hour as I was working on it. And so basically, so this was the second year that I did this. The first year I also only worked on this project, but I didn't actually plan out my day really. I basically started stitching at noon, and then I just stitched until I didn't feel like it, and then I would take a break and then rinse and repeat. Well, this time, in order to actually make it to midnight, I set 45-minute timers for myself. So I started at noon, and then I took a break at 12:45, and then I didn't do any stitching until 1 o'clock, stitch until 1:45, so forth. So that forced me to take 15-minute breaks every hour, which allowed me to do basic human things like go to the bathroom and eat and drink water, and just not be sitting in a chair. So that was a much needed upgrade from my system last year. And honestly, I think I got more stitches done because of that. So I think in the end, if I only stitched 45 minutes for every hour, that was 9 hours, 9.5. I don't trust my math, but it's somewhere around 9 hours. And I think when I stitched last year, or I guess New Year's Eve to become 2023, I probably stitched about the same amount of time, even though I didn't take those breaks very consistently, and I did not get even 1,000 stitches last year. So it definitely helps to take breaks, because then the time that you are stitching is more productive. At least that is my my takeaway from this whole thing. But yes, I got very far. I'm very proud. I don't have any immediate plans to pull this back out this month. I haven't stitched on it since New Year's, and January is basically almost over. But yeah, so I am stitching this diagonally, and my next steps, I guess, when I pick this up again, will be to finish this diagonal to meet down here, and I might be able to start one more diagonal and bring it down before I move the Q-snap, and then I will move it down to this portion of the project so that I can finish out these diagonals, and I'm not able to finish the way it's set up right now because the Q-snap's in the way. So yeah, but the other big thing is did I say this last time? I don't know. I hit 10% on this project. I think I did say that last time. So I think, yes, because when I stitched on this during the New Year's Eve 12x12, I literally gained 1% with all the progress that I made. So that was pretty cool to see. But yeah. Anyway, I think that's about all I have to say on this one. Oh, other than I guess I'm stitching it 2/1, and this is 18 count Ada, full cross. Okay, so after that, well, I think, when did I do this one? I think right before 12x12, this is actually a little bit out of order. I think after I filmed because I filmed my Flosstube 54 Whip Parade and Finish Parade all in one day. And so I think the day after that, I was like, it was kind of a weird limbo between, you know, I need to edit these videos, but I also, like, I'm about to stitch for 12 hours on a project, so maybe I don't need to be stitching, but I kind of wanted to anyway. And so I decided to pull out Castle Homecoming by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and I only stitched on this for maybe like an hour. But this is what this project is going to look like, and then this is what it would have looked like last time I showed it to you. And excuse the wrinkles because they're literally right in the middle of the project. But this is what mine looks like. Let me see if I can fold this back so there's not so much fabric showing. That's a little better. So basically I started working on the little bugle girl. So I did part of her hat, and I think I did her whole face. No, I did her whole hat and her whole face. And there's just like, I think this gap here is supposed to be where her hair goes. And then you can kind of start to see the shape of the bugle that she's blowing on. But yeah, so like I said, I didn't spend too much time on this, but I guess I did get a decent amount done. This is 40 count Picture This Plus Valor, and I'm stitching it 1/2 with all the called for floss. And it's itsy bitsy teeny tiny. So I'm excited to see how this looks when it's all complete, because Frosted Pumpkin on 40 count just looks so interesting. Because to me 40 count is for your like primitive, like traditional type stitching, and to put a very modern cutesy cross stitch on 40 count just looks so backwards, I guess. But yeah, I think it's gonna look really cute when it's all done. And it won't be that big because I'm stitching it on such a small fabric. So I haven't measured it or done the math to see what kind of frame size it'll be, but I feel like it should be able to fit in like a smaller size frame rather than, I'm saying weird things. Of course it's going to be a smaller frame that is smaller than other counts because this is, anyway. That was useless. Okay, so the last project, cross stitch, I do have a knitting project to show after this, but the last cross stitch project I have to show you is Frankenscat by Lindy Stitches, and this is what it looks like. It's very reflective today because there's actually a ton of snow outside. I don't even know how many inches, probably like 3 or 4 inches, but yeah, anyway. So it's that's why there's a big glare in my glasses too. You can kind of see my backyard maybe. But anyway, Frankenscat by Lindy Stitches. And then this is what it would have looked like last time I showed it to you. And you better hold on to your seats because I've made so much progress on this one. I'm gonna hold my project bag behind it. You're not even ready for this. Look at this. Holy cow! Oh, I'm so proud. So this has been kind of my focus project for the past, probably since I got back from my birthday trip, so probably the last 2 weeks. I'm sitting on something? No. But anyway, so I am stitching mine on 32 count linen by Fiber on a Whim called Lipstick. And just a disclaimer, lipstick does not look like this anymore. It's more red. And I'm stitching all the called for DMC, and it's 2/2. So I need, obviously, all the stuff I'm about to tell you is very obvious, but I need to finish out the ground that he's standing on. I need to fill in the rest of his jacket, need to fill in the rest of his face, and then his body actually also has these little like fur marks on them, and then he needs some ears. And then after that, it's just, there's a moon and a house on this side of the project, and then some random stars, and then he'll be done. So I think there's like less than 700 stitches left, and I've actually been stitching this in hand. I did put him in a Q-snap to do his face because his eyes are very detailed, but it's been a lot easier to do all this fill-in stitching in hand. And I think this might be the smallest count of fabric that I've stitched in hand. Well, no, that's not true. I did an 18 count Ada in hand once, but anyway, I feel like I wouldn't want to do 36 count linen in hand though, because I feel like this 32 count is probably like the perfect with 2 strands anyway. But yeah, so oh yeah, and then there's also going to be like some backstitch to make like the collar of his jacket. But yeah, so I'm hoping to get that done honestly this weekend, and then I can put in my next focus project, which is going to be the Fox by Cottage Garden Samplings. And yeah, so I'm just really happy with how it's coming along. The eyes are really cool. I don't think I'm going to be able to get too detailed because I'm just filming. I just film on my phone, but there's actually like half stitches, except for I didn't actually do a half stitch. I actually just stitched 2/1 on one square where the half stitch is supposed to be. So that makes his eyes a little more round. But yeah, anyway, it's super cool, and it was very fun to do his eyes. And I feel like this is more exciting to stitch on, that I have a little face looking at me. So yeah, anyway. And that was, I've been working on that pretty, I like, my stitching style nowadays is very much like hardcore on the weekend and like maybe a few stitches here and there during the work week. But yeah, anyway, that's that. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. I'm probably gonna put this randomly back in the cross stitch section because that's where it belongs. But for the round robin that I'm doing with my friends, I got Alexis's project in the mail, so I figured I'd show it to you. So Maddie was the last one to stitch on this, and this is what Alexis's project looks like. It's probably hard to see because it's so bright in here, and she has very pastel colors going on, but it is absolutely gorgeous. The floss, it looks like this, and it's Bestitch Me, and it's called Gaia. Can you read that? There we go, Gaia. And let's see what this fabric is called. She wrote it down on a card in here. It's called Albarium by Cider River Linen is the fabric, which is this very like pinky gray color. So yeah, I'm really excited to stitch with these silks. They look so pretty. And I've never stitched with Bestitch Me silk. I'm like getting to stitch with so many materials I wouldn't have otherwise had by doing this round robin, because I got to stitch with dinky dyes, I got to stitch with Mosale silk. Now I'm gonna get to stitch with this Bestitch Me silk, and then I think for Marjorie's I stitched with DMC because we're doing it in our own colors, and then Brijin's was with Color and Cotton. And I think that's all I've stitched on. Yeah. So the last one after this that I have to work on would be Megan's. And she also picked a dinky dies, so that will be really fun. But yeah, so anyway, back to the rest of the video. Okay, I have one knitting project to show you. And then after this, I think I have some haul, which you can totally see right now, but it's okay. Anyway, so this is a Musselburgh hat that I am knitting for my husband, Bobby. And this is what it looks like so far. You can kind of start to see that it's taking a head shape. Last time I showed this to you, I had not finished the crown yet. So I'm done with all the increasing, and now I'm just knitting in the round. But I've only probably knit, well actually I think this pink mark, this stitch marker right here, indicates the last increase round. So everything after, it's kind of hard to see, everything after this is just straight knitting. No increasing or anything. So yeah, I am knitting this is the Musselburgh Hat by Ysolda Teague, and I'm knitting a size adult medium. And this yarn looks like this. And it's from Big Sky Yarn Company, which, oh, looks like that. And it's called Grizzly Bear, and it's a 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. So yeah, anyway, I ideally would like to finish this before winter is over so that he can wear it for at least a few days before it's not cold anymore, but we will see. I obviously have a ton to go because the Musselburgh hat, you knit this ginormous tube, and then the other end you do decreases so that you have another crown, and then it goes inside out, or it folds into itself. So anyway, but this is where we're at. And I love the way that this yarn is knitting up. It looks so pretty. I think it's gonna look really good on Bobby. And I also got some yarn for myself to knit myself a hat, but that probably will be next season or next year, next winter. So anyway, that's what that looks like. All right, so I have a couple monthly club things that I got in the mail. Really, literally right before, I think it might have been Saturday in December, right before the new year struck, I got my Stitch Me Fabric of the Month club for December, and I switched to like a every other, where it's neutral color. So this was a color club, and it's called Blue Moon. And I get the 36 count linen. And I'm so excited about this fabric because it is going to be perfect for Pumpkin House by Hello from Liz Mathews, which I really would like to start this year. So I'm really excited that I have this, that she's had this blue for the fabric month, because I already have a bunch of really pretty neutrals from Stitch Me, so I'll be able to pick another neutral that I already have, and then I won't have to worry about the fabrics being like different as far as like the tightness of the weave and everything, because they came from the same dyer. So yeah, but it's such a pretty piece of fabric. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, I'm so excited about it. It's literally perfect for Pumpkin House. As soon as I opened it, I literally audibly gasped. But yeah, anyway, so that's my fabric club. And then I'm also in the Color and Cotton Floss Club, and this is the January colors. So I'm in the 3 skein like special edition colors club. I'm not actually sure what it's called. It's called All Colors, I guess. But anyway, this is what we got. Ooh. There we go. So it's called Abyss, Merlot, and Coffee Bean, which I can't really see very well, to be honest, because the light is kind of blinding. So I'm sure this is showing up pretty well, but I can't really tell. But anyway, that's that. And then I also have, I got the pattern, the token from Long Dog Sampler. It looks like this. And I really want to stitch this as kind of like a wedding piece. So I picked out some colors from Color and Cotton that match my wedding colors. And the great thing about Color and Cotton is if you are in a monthly club and you order something outside of the club, you can request that your items be shipped with your monthly club so that you don't have to pay extra shipping. And so that's what I did because I was in no rush to get these flosses. And so I picked out Royal Blue and Magician. And I am very excited. So here's like a little mock-up of like the colors that I picked with the pattern and like a little piece of my wedding photo. And then this is a photo of kind of how I'm hoping to break up the colors on the chart. But yeah. So the only thing that I'm like the only thing that I might be concerned about is the amount of floss that I bought. So I got 3 skeins of each color, but I'm almost wondering if I should have gotten 4 of each color. I did do the math on like 2 different websites that help you determine how much floss you should need, and using both methods I got the same answer, which was that I would need basically 6 skeins of floss. But really it's less than that. Like I think it said I needed like 5 skeins of floss or something. But regardless, I should have plenty of floss because I'm gonna do it 1/2 on 40 count. But that's the other thing, is I don't have any 40 count fabric to go with this. I have one piece of 40 count that I thought would look good with this, but it really just doesn't vibe well. So I'm on the lookout for, I'm kind of thinking I might want Fog by Picture This Plus, but 123 Stitches don't have it in stock right now. So I put myself on the wish list or a notification or whatever. But yeah, anyway, I'm really excited to stitch with these, and I think it's gonna look so pretty. I just really want to get the fabric so that I can kind of be like, oh yes, this is gonna work. But I think and I would just order another skein of Magician and another skein of Royal Blue, except for Color and Cotton is out of stock of Royal Blue. And I'm kind of under the impression that Royal Blue is like part of her standard collection because it said something in the description on the listing like signature collection or something. So I was like, okay, it will probably come back in stock. So anyway, I might just order a skein of Magician since I can just lump it in with my next order or my next monthly club, and then whenever Royal Blue comes in, buy a skein of Royal Blue, just so I don't have to worry, because I know for sure that I won't need more than 8 skeins to do that project. So yeah, I might just need to do that for peace of mind. But that is all my haul. And I think we can just move on into maybe plans and then just random chit chat. So as far as plans go, I kind of have this idea where I would like to finish 3 things and start 1 thing. And so I basically went through all my whips and picked the 3 things that were closest to a finish, stitch count wise, not necessarily percent wise, because obviously if a pattern has like, 20,000 stitches and you're like halfway there, that's gonna be, but on another project, if you're like only 20% done, but the entire project is only 10,000 stitches, like obviously you should finish that one first because there's less stitches. So anyway, I don't need to explain math to anybody. So yes, I picked 3 projects. One of them was Frankenscat, and then the other 2 are the Fox and Love Boat Sampler. So all of those have less than 7,000 stitches, or I think Love Boat Sampler might be like 7,000 and a few extra hundred, but regardless, they're all not that many stitches to work like for the entire project. So those are my focus pieces. So as soon as I'm done with Frankenscat, I will be working on the Fox until it's done, and then when the Fox is done, I'll be working on Love Boat Sampler until it's done. And then at that point, I will probably start the token. But that's not to say that I won't be stitching on other stuff. I'm just going to, like, mainly focus on those. So like whip go, for example, I have completed one whip go call, which was just to stitch 500 stitches on a project with 2 strands of floss, which I counted Frankenscat for that. And then the other call for me this month is to stitch 500 stitches on a project that has blue floss. So Love Boat Sampler has blue floss, except for I'm not in the part of that project where I can be stitching with the blue, because the blue's at the very bottom and I'm at the top. So I found another project, which is Positivity Lips by Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and that actually has a decent amount of blue in there, so I think I'm going to pull that out so I can mark that whip go goal complete. And then in February, I really want to stitch Ruby to go with Ralph, my little raccoon. So I think that's going to be my plan for now, is to probably today I will probably go ahead and knock out my blue floss whip go call, because it's only 500 stitches. That's like a reasonable amount for like a good stitchy session. And then the rest of my weekend I will probably work on finishing Frankenscat. And after that I might start Ruby after I finish Frankenscat, just because it is a small and it's not going to be like sitting in my whip pile for very long, just to give me a break from being so like disciplined, I guess. But yeah, those are kind of my thoughts and ideas about what I want to be doing with my stitching over the next, well, really just the next weekend. I'm sure I will get up to lots of other stuff before I see you next time, which will be in 3 weeks ideally. So yeah, but those are my plans. My sister gave me a bunch of her t-shirts from her sorority after she graduated college last year, and I have not started on her t-shirt quilt. So I really need to start on that as well. But she's not really in any rush for it. It's more just like making fun of me that I haven't started on it yet. So yeah, anyway, I need to get going on that, because that would be nice to be able to give her maybe this summer. But yeah. So I'm going to move on into chatty stuff, because I already am starting to ramble about things. But anyway, so like I said, we had I think earlier I said we've had Christmas, we have New Year's, we've had my birthday, but we had Christmas before my last video. So really we've just had New Year's and my birthday. But anyway, I've already talked to you about my New Year's Eve. I basically stitched on my project the entire day. Bobby and I did find somewhere to stream the ball drop, but it was kind of underwhelming. And then we pretty much went to bed right after that. But that was a really good weekend, because I had filmed so many videos and got them edited, and I think I even like my whip parade and my finish parade, I actually like scheduled them to be released. So I had already done the work like earlier, and then when they came out, and so that was really nice. But yeah, and then my birthday was on January the 7th, and I actually went to Disney World for my birthday. My sister works there, and so I was able to visit her. My mom joined us, and so it was just the 3 of us, and it was like a short weekend trip. So with my schedule at work, I only work Monday through Thursday. So Thursday night I got on a plane to Orlando, and then we spent 3 full days at the park, and then I had taken Monday off so I could fly home. And so Friday we did Animal Kingdom in the morning and Hollywood Studios in the afternoon, and then Saturday was all day Magic Kingdom, and Sunday was all day Epcot. And I had a great time. I love Disney so much. I've been more times than I know now. But the past 2 times I've been have been like short weekend trips, because one was for my birthday, like I just told you, and then the other one was for my bachelorette party, which was me, my cousin, my sister, and then my mom and my grandma came because we needed to do some bridesmaid dress stuff. But yeah, and then before that, I think the last time I did like a full week, like family vacation there, would have been December of 2021, because we went for Christmas. So anyway, I love it. I collect Disney pins, so you can see one of my boards here has a bunch of pins on it, and then there's 3 other boards that are like all full now. I have more pins than I have space for on my boards now, which is like exciting, but also like I need to find another way, or maybe another board or whatever to store my stuff. And then I have gathered quite the collection of shoulder pals. These things right here. They're like these. It has like a magnet underneath that you. I don't think the actual magnets they're actually over there because they're just sitting on top of this thing right now. But basically, there's a magnet in the bottom, and then it sits like the little magnet plate that you put underneath your shirt sits there so the little guy can sit on your shoulder. So anyway, that is kind of a new popular thing, and I have somehow collected 6 of them, which is way too many, but whatever. But yeah, anyway, it was a great time, and I absolutely hate the Orlando airport. I think Bobby brought this up to me. He's like, I think you just don't like it because you're always saying bye to your family. And I'm like, you're right. It is true. Because the 3 times that I have flown to Orlando and had to go back to the Orlando airport to fly home, I have always been having to say bye to my family. And it sucks. I hate it. But aside from that, the way the airport is arranged is so mind-boggling because they put security like right before your gate. So once you get past security and get to like the terminal, it is boring. There's nothing over there. Like all the cool stuff to like browse and waste time at the airport is before security. But I mean, I have TSA pre-check and I flew at like an odd time, so I didn't have to wait very long. But like sometimes that line gets really long, so you can't just like, you know, wait until the last minute. So I do not like that airport. But I did see the sleeping man in a box. There's like this piece of art, I'll put it here, of this traveler taking a nap on his suitcase, and it's like in this plexiglass box, and because it's a piece of art, but it looks like a real person, and it just like seems so weird because everybody's looking at him, and you're like, this guy's gonna wake up and realize people are staring at him, and then you're like, wait, that's not a real person. Oh, but anyway. So yeah, after my Disney trip, I had to return to work and, you know, do all the work things, but yeah, anyway, it's not so bad. It's the way I'm able to pay for all these, hobbies, so, and Disney trips, but anyway, I think that's probably all I have to chat with you. Oh wait, no, it's not. I actually finished a book. So I finished reading Misery by Stephen King, and I have not watched the movie yet. However, I really want to, mainly because Kathy Bates is a perfect cast for Annie Wilkes. She's like psychotic. And then what I also didn't realize is that, what's his name? James Caan, I think, plays Paul Sheldon, the author, and he plays Buddy's dad in Elf. So I'm like, I like watched the trailer and they both look like such babies because this movie came out in like 1990. But yeah, I'm really excited to see the movie because the book was fantastic. Obviously the book usually is better, so I'm not prepared to like, or I am prepared to not let the movie replace the book or anything like that. But it will be fun to see it like come to life. But holy cow, that book was chaos toward the end, like in true Stephen King fashion. But yeah, if you have never read any Stephen King, I highly recommend. The 3 that I've read are all like kind of at the top of his like most popular, most well-known books, which would be The Shining, Salem's Lot, and Misery. The 4th one, which is probably number 1, is probably It, which that is kind of next on my Stephen King list, is to read It. I did get a Kindle for my birthday, so I won't be as intimidated to carry like a big book. But yeah, so I would really like to read It next. But I was telling my coworker at work that I was reading it, and she was like, you just do not strike me as the person who would read Stephen King. And I'm like, I don't think you know me very well then. But yeah, anyway, it is kind of funny though, because I am a very bright, colorful person, and Stephen King stuff is pretty dark and scary. So anyway, I think I'm gonna cut this off now before I just talk your ear off into oblivion. I will see you next time. I hope you have a great morning, night, day, evening, wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! you.